Hello, everyone. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I wonder where you are joining me from for this day 4 of our 30-day Barefoot series. So let me know in the comments. I love seeing where you all are. I know there are some in the Southern Hemisphere watching this, enjoying the heights of summer, dancing under that beautiful, glorious sun. And I know there are many in the Northern Hemisphere, like myself, enjoying the start of winter, the very cold seasons. Here it's very wet in England, which is quite a nice change for the -6 or 7 that we had a couple of weeks ago, which is very uncommon for England. And I know there are many of you in places such as Canada, Sweden, Norway, who have snow and -20, -30, maybe even -40. I don't know if it's that cold yet, but I know that I've experienced that myself. And have full compassion for if that is your reality. I hope that you can hear me okay. And I hope that you can see me okay. And I hope that the internet signal holds out, because I am in the middle of the countryside, walking down this private road. A couple of dogs back there shouting over to me, wanting to make friends. And we're here, barefoot in our way, connecting with self, with the earth, with air, with the water that is still on the floor. Breathing deep, remembering how simple life is if we don't convolute it. Remembering how peaceful we can be when we exit our 4 walls. How comforting and nourishing the earth can be when we realize that she's not that hard, you know? She's not that hard. She's not that cold once we start walking on her for a little while. I'm enjoying looking into the sun, looking through the trees, receiving that beautiful golden light, that white gold light from our sun. What are you enjoying right now? What are you feeling right now? How are you nurturing yourself? How are you looking after yourself? How are you connecting with yourself? With the Divine Mother, with the Divine Father, with your inner being, with your team of lights, with one another? How are you connecting? I wonder. How are you dancing through the shadows that this Capricorn season brings? Because Capricorn does bring that death of the ego. It invites us to go through our death experience to find more light. That is the shadow and light dance on this earth plane. I wonder how you're feeling now. Now we are a few days into those 12 days of Christmas, how now we're past the winter solstice or summer for the Southern Hemisphere. For anyone that is looking for assistance and help with shadow alchemy, with navigating those illusions, those false beliefs back into their truth, to merging their higher self, their inner being with their hearts, with who they are, we still have that discount on, that sale on for the Shadow Integration course. So if that calls to you, please go visit aliceheath.com. It'll be in the description box of this video, as we have a sale on for a very inclusive, very elaborative, pre-recorded course with quantum activations and light language and help remembering and discerning false truth from true heart belief. That course is called From Illusion to Love. And we cover a variety of topics, and it is on sale until January 1. So if it calls to you, you can discover more on my website. But let's get back to this wonderful barefoot walk And I wonder, for those of you that are jumping in, just this is maybe the first time that you're seeing one of these videos, please feel welcome to go back to video number 1, where we were on the beach and we set the intention for what the series was to offer. If you're a barefooter, if you've been doing this for a long while, please feel welcome to share your stories, your wisdom. We love hearing it. We love hearing your perspective, your interpretation of life, of connection, of what spending some time each day barefoot can offer us. And if you're brand new to this practice and you're thinking, what on earth are they doing? Humor me, humor yourself, try it out. I'm just going to step over to the side here as this car passes. My feet are enjoying the wonderful soft nature of the earth as I've been walking on the tarmac. And now I step upon the leaves. So if you've been joining in with us live each day, how's it going? What does it feel like 4 days in? I wonder if your feet are starting to feel that deeper connection, whether they are starting to feel more at home without anything on them. Because, we don't wear anything on our hands, do we? It's quite interesting. Sometimes we might wear gloves, but we don't wear shoes on our hands. But obviously we're not standing on those hands usually, unless you walk on your hands, which some I'm sure do. But this morning, as I took a deep breath, I recognized that Mercury went into retrograde, and I was appreciative and grateful for the invitation that any planet going into retrograde will offer us. Any cyclical nature of anything external to us will always correlate and have a relationship with something within us. That's the point of it. That's the point. And so I welcomed that deep breath that I got to take as Mercury invited us. I believe Mercury is very close to Pluto right now as well in retrograde, which is a wonderful place to be because Pluto, that death, that rebirth, all that energy, and close to Venus as well. I'm going to hold my microphone here because I think the sound will cut out if it hits too much wind. But I wonder how you're enjoying your barefooting. And I wonder how you're enjoying your December. I wonder whereabouts you are in your daily journey, in your barefoot journey, in your spiritual journey, or just how you are in general. We're in a world where we've been isolated. We isolate ourselves a lot. We compartmentalize ourselves and put ourselves in boxes. The mind wants to organize. The mind goes, let us organize everyone and everything. Let us find categories and names and boxes to put ourselves in. This person's a Virgo. This person's a Taurus. This person's a Cancer. But really, at the end of it all, the start and at the end of it all, we're just here, being, living, enjoying, connecting. It's videos like this where we get to really connect. It's each one of you connects with others in wonderful ways, right? That could just be when you're out and about and you smile at someone, or there's two people wanting a parking space and you let the other person have that parking space. That's a connection. You might write a post on social media. You might send someone an email. You might write a comment. You might connect with the trees, the nature. It's all about connection, love. And there are some that might think that is utter bollocks. And that's okay. We love them anyway. Might be some that aren't open to this right now. And that's okay. Because when we continue a practice like this, when we really look at what mindfulness is, because that word gets offered a lot, and it's really interesting because I'm like, mindful of what? What is my mind full of? My mind is full of my body. My mind is full of love. My mind is full of my heart. My mind is full of the spirit. Because when we let our mind be full of those things, we let our mind be full of one another, of connection, of unity. It's when our body is full of our mind, or when our heart is full of our mind, that's when we separate ourselves again, right? I just step over here onto the grass once more, or onto the pine needles is what it is. Where I'm stood right now as 2 cars pass. I'm gonna see how they do this. I enjoy watching them because the lane is very narrow. But I wonder how you are. And I wonder what bugs are crawling on my feet right now as I stand, I think, upon that home. No, I'm not, I joke. Just felt a little tickling there as some of the pine needles moved. But yeah, a few minutes into this walk, and I said these videos weren't going to be too long, you know? We don't need to do we don't need to do 20-minute videos or anything like that. You know, I say as I stand in something I didn't really want to stand into. So I will definitely be washing my feet afterwards. But it's interesting to see how our feet shift and change just in a few short minutes of being outside. So if this is helping you, and if you feel like you perhaps have other friends or other people that are maybe struggling right now to feel connected, maybe they're feeling separate, maybe they're feeling isolated, maybe they're feeling unwell physically, out of balance mentally, static with their emotions, like everything's balancing about. Maybe invite them to join in this practice with us, or with you. They don't have to be watching these videos, but invite them to connect with nature. Now I am going to quickly just answer. Oh, and I will show you my feet barefoot as well, because someone asked that. So I'm walking in mud, really. So they're quite muddy right now. But by the time I go in, I'm going to wash my feet. And they're going to be just clean. They're just going to look like feet. I get asked that a lot. I think people think that barefooters are always black-soled. It's up to each individual how they take care of their feet. But I just want to answer a question that I was asked a couple of days ago for those that are in those very, very, very cold climates. And I tried to answer this on yesterday's video. But if you saw yesterday's video, you'll have seen that the wind, the rain was howling. It was like a storm really passing through, and the audio wasn't that coherent. So I don't know that really many of you heard anything that I was saying there, which is fine. But if you are in very cold climates, such as the Canadians, in the -30, -40, or however cold it may get there this year, or in Norway, Sweden, anywhere like that, of course we want to listen to our body. We want to look after our body and listen to our body. The mind will always tell us what we can't do. The mind will tell us that straight away. But let the body have a go of regulating itself. But when it gets to those extreme temperatures, we haven't practiced. And I'm going to kind of presume that near enough everyone watching this hasn't practiced extreme bodily self-regulation. Like, for example, Wim Hof, right? We've not had years and years and years of practice being in those extreme sub-zero temperatures. So do not do yourself any harm, because the body is learning to trust us. The body is learning to feel safe here. That is what we're teaching our body, right? How to be safe here on earth. That's what this practice is helping us teach us, helping us remember. So we can ground and we can earth through all the elements, not just through putting our feet bare up on the ground, although that is very helpful. So if you're in those super negative climates, then bundle up, wrap up warm. And if you feel like you can go outside, get that air, let that air blow through you. Let that inspire your breath, because on the air, on the breeze, travels who we really are, travels inspiration, travels light, travels prana, travels all that is. In the water, as you stand under a shower, as you stand in a lake, as you stand in the sea, in a puddle, there is consciousness. Let the water ground you. Let the fire ground you as you light a match, as you gaze into the candle, as you let that fire burn away anything that isn't serving. That the combination of all those things, Let the ether, let the electricity move through you. But if you can connect, maybe it's with your bare hand, maybe you just put your hand out in the breeze if you're in that minus 30 degrees. And don't do this for long, of course, because our bodies are not used to this yet. They haven't remembered yet. Unless you're watching this and you do spend time with nothing on in minus 30, then great. But if not, wrap up warm, but let those elements embrace you just for a short moment. Maybe you do take your glove off just for a short moment, just for a few seconds, just to feel, see the light move through it. Touch a tree. Don't do something metal where you can get stuck to it. No licking of lampposts or anything like that in minus 40. But any element can ground us. We can earth in any which way. The plants in our homes can help us earth. That is soil still in a pot, and life. Living in harmony with us, living synergetically with us. I really enjoyed taking this walk with you all. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for your compassion. For family. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 5. And I wonder where I'll be when I record that video. Bye for now. Mwah. See you tomorrow.